just wants to claim the ownership of Warri South, where one of the company operates, and that's one side. The other side is all the oil companies, IOCs, have robust CSR, corporate social responsibilities. We don't have to, because they are all budgeted yearly. Build schools, build hospitals, take part in the ritual, coronation, years after years, give scholarships to the indigenous of the community where they are interfacing. The leadership, most of the time, all these resources, all these benefits only end up within the leadership without going down to the youth. It wasn't trickled down. That is the main problem. It wasn't trickled down. The oil company has to be engineering to be able to take the youth along. But the Warri crisis was just at its peak. They had enough. The Shekiris on one side, the Jaws on one side, and the youth on the other side. So each wants to gain supremacy, over who controls the oil wells. So those are the bane of the crisis. That is the beginning of the crisis. And it goes on and goes on. That was also led to the oil theft in the creek and in the creeklets, because most of the pipelines transverse through the creek and the creeklets. They tap into those pipelines and then get oil, That is what happened. The oil thief started from that agitation. Agitation for leadership, agitation for control of the wealth of the oil. So, and the oil companies were caught in the middle.
So how would you say then, when the crisis started, how the company, how they reacted? Because knowing that at some point we learned that even some of the expatriates were now being kidnapped.
Yes.
So what was the response of the company at that time?
The response of the company was just it was an eye-opener for the company to re-engineer their interface. We now realize that we don't have to be dealing with the ubbers and chiefs in the community to think that we have already dealt with the community as a whole. The oil company went back to drawing board, whereby they now have a robust community engagement, and they have a robust communication between them and the youths. So it is no longer business as usual. It was an eye-opener at that time, and because the leadership will not control the youth anymore. So because of the wealth they are seeing, and the fact that they know the youth have been shortchanged, and then things. Even two of my staff were kidnapped. That was in Ilaje land, whereby I had to stay in Okitipupa. I had to stay in Okitipupa for days before they were finally released after about 4 or 5 days, because I couldn't leave if my 2 employees were kidnapped, whom I sent down to go and remediate the oil spill in the area where they call the GIV, Joint Investigation Report, joint verification, which include the regulators, the communities, and then the operators to do a fact finding as to what caused how this how the spill occurred. So are you disturbing?